Okay, so Roman Reigns and his 2K tower, what's it all about? Now the detail has been released just now by WWE Games, and I was going to do a reaction to the trailer which they released. However, there wasn't too much detail within that trailer itself. It was more Roman talking about his history with the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Now the primary purpose for me to do a reaction to that trailer was because I was hoping we would get some gameplay. We got a little bit, but not enough. But we will talk about that later on in this video. So I thought what was important is to give you the details of what the Roman Reigns 2K tower is all about. And we're going to go through the press release and we're going to talk about it right here, right now. So, what did the press release have to say? Now in its sophomore year for the franchise, WWE 2K20's 2K Towers invites players to take a WWE superstar or a creative My Player into one of several different towers, each with a unique gauntlet of matches that boast different challenges, match stipulations and player modifications. WWE 2K20 will shine a spotlight on Roman Reigns, who shares the game's cover with WWE superstar Becky Lynch in 2K Towers Roman's Reign. I like what you did there. I would have gone with Roman's Empire, but never mind that. Players will follow the big dog through his early days in WWE, including his time as a member of The Shield, interesting, to his rivalries with Brock Lesnar, John Cena, The Undertaker, and more. Overall, players will compete in 16 matches and live out key chapters in Reigns' impressive mark on WWE history, all while claiming championships and igniting the WWE universe along the way. Every match includes a live action introduction from the big dog himself, plus never before seen footage. And now it gives us a comprehensive list of the matches featured in 2K Towers for Roman's reign. So let me list them out to you. You've got Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Team Hell No, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns versus Big Show, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, Roman Reigns versus Triple H, Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, Roman Reigns versus Rusev, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns versus Undertaker, Roman Reigns versus John Cena, Roman Reigns versus The Miz, Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns, surprisingly, versus Drew McIntyre. So that is the list of the 2K Towers for Roman's reign. That is the list. Now, that is the press release, and it did come with a rather great shot of Roman Reigns. I think he looks fantastic here, but of course it did come with this trailer too. And just looking at those matches, we only have one match, it seems, that features Brock Lesnar. And I was kind of thinking in my head after watching the trailer that the way that the 2K Tower was going to work was going to be, it was Reigns' progression towards becoming champion at SummerSlam and conquering the Beast. That's what I thought it was going to be, but it's not. It's more of an overview of Roman Reigns and his entire career, starting off from back in the day when he was a member of The Shield. I imagine that 2K have had to limit this quite a bit, considering the fact that Dean Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley, has left the company, but nevertheless they have tried to incorporate his time in The Shield, which was a huge part of the big dog's career. So that is a good thing that they have decided to include that in the history of Reigns. But I am surprised because the trailer definitely made me feel that it was more going to be focused around the rivalry between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, particularly and most notably because of the fact that Roman says without Brock Lesnar there would be no Roman Reigns. So I almost thought it was going to be a very storied rivalry between the two, and that's how the tower would operate. But it's not, it's more of a career-based tower going through the history of Roman. So I was surprised at that. What did you think? What would you prefer? Do you like the fact that you're playing through the big dog's career, or would you have preferred that more specific ingrained rivalry between Roman and Lesnar? I'd like to get your views on that in the comment section below. Now, in terms of what we got to see from that trailer, the reason why I didn't do a reaction was because there wasn't much. It was more listening to Roman talk about his career. So we did get a couple of shots of gameplay. One, of course, was what we saw before, where we see Roman delivering a Superman punch to The Miz. And then we saw a shot towards Braun Strowman, which was followed by a spear. Now, I must say, and this is just my observation, the shots with Strowman being featured are much more clear and crisp compared to the shot which we saw earlier with The Miz and Roman. And I don't know whether that's because of any sort of effect that is being used on these trailers. It might just be that. But the Miz shot kind of has a yellowy tinge, and I thought that in the initial trailer, and I still think that now. Whereas the look at Strowman with Reigns, to me, is much, much better. Maybe it's a case that this shot was taken further down the line in development. One thing I just will point out, because, you know, that looked great and all, but I will point this out. The referee looks a little bit dodgy. It looks like he's had a makeover and not of the right kind, because it looks like he's wearing mascara. Don't you think? I don't know. But again, that could be because of the enhancements of the trailer, trying to make it have a certain type of effect to it. I don't know, but I'm just saying that anyway. But in terms of what we saw, the spear looked good. The Superman punch and the delivery looked on point. I do like what I saw from that. But it's just interesting doing that comparison between the shot with The Miz and of course the shot with Strowman. But anyway, we still really haven't seen anything in terms of gameplay for this game, and those shots are more highlight reel-esque shots, so we haven't actually seen any sort of physical gameplay just yet. It would have been nice to maybe have seen how the tower would operate or something like that, but I'm sure they'll be saving that to come in the next month or so, and we will just have to wait and see. So what do you think of the initial details of the Roman Reigns 2K Tower, Roman's reign, I should call it? I think Roman Empire worked as well, but what name would you have given the tower? I think that's a great thing to get you guys commenting on in the comment section below. But in terms of what you get for this tower, I find it quite interesting, because even though I did say that I thought this was going to be based around the rivalry between Reigns and Lesnar, you're getting much more variety with having all those different superstars coming up against you and you taking up the challenge. So I think in that retrospect, as opposed to you playing out constant back and forths with the Beast Brock Lesnar and the Advocate Paul Heyman, this just makes it a bit more different and a bit more entertaining, going up against superstars like Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar of course is included, and Samoa Joe. I think that's quite good indeed, and it'll be interesting to see if we're going to get the exact arenas as part of this tower. Are we going to get the arena from when that match was held? Because if we are, we're going to get an abundance of arenas in this year's game. I'm not sure how that's going to play out just yet, but we will have to wait and see. But again, it's certainly worth noting and certainly worth talking about. So anyway, that is the detail that we know thus far. We've been given a comprehensive list of all the matchups for the Roman Reigns Tower, and in addition to that, we got the trailer where we did see a tiny bit more gameplay footage, or a highlight reel-esque footage to be more precise. I thought it looked good, but I'm still waiting, still salivating for something a bit more. What did you think? Have your say. I will mention this because I have mentioned it before. I have said before that I'd expect a bit more from 2K Towers this year. It does sound like they've done a combination of showcase with towers, getting these sort of sit down interviews with the big dog telling his story. Reminds me very much of the Daniel Bryan showcase for WWE 2K19. So with that in mind, it does sound like they've tried to get the best of both worlds and a combination of the two, which does enhance a 2K tower and gives it more playability, because you should be invested in the story or the career of Roman Reigns. So that's good. But for now, I want you to have your say. And please rate, comment and subscribe. We'll be keeping an eye out for more WWE 2K20 official news. And this is Delzinski. See ya!